commitment versus being exclusive? Are they the same? What do you guys think? Just off the bat, what do you think? Do you think that they're the same? And what's the difference?
Well, if I had to give a quick guess, um, I use the example of like, when you're trying to get a track. So if you were to buy a track, right, you have exclusive rights, right? But you could also choose not to use it, but you have the ability to use it versus commitment is much more intentional and, it's much more active than if you just have the exclusive rights to something. So I kind of look at it like exclusive means that, you do belong to this person, but commitment shows how you work through and how do you manage the exclusive relationship that you have.
Oh, anybody else before we get into it?
No, I think he was spot on because, like, if exclusive doesn't mean monogamy, right? Exclusive doesn't mean like you could have lots of different scenarios where exclusive just means excluding others that aren't included in the inclusive. You know what I mean? The inclusive body of whatever that is, be it a relationship, be it a club, be it a boat, be it whatever. There's an inclusive resort and a non-inclusive resort, right? So it's not strictly relegated to the context of monogamy. But I know that's what you meant in there. So I'm going to say that I don't think that exclusive and what was the other thing?
Commitment.
What was the other word? Commitment.
Commitment.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive. So I think you can be committed while being inclusive, depending on the parameters of whatever it is within that relationship that you set up. Like I say, it's 2023. People are going back to their roots and further into the future at the same damn time. So you got new types of relationships with old type of values.
These bootleg relationships. I'm so tired of these. Another ship has been added to. I can't do it no more. This is the most bootleg dating scene I have ever known to man.
Why is it bootleg?
It is.
I think it's great. This is a great time to be alive.
It's for men, I guess.
What? What do you mean?
It is horrible.
Women got different dudes saved on their phone for different abilities.
It is horrible. This dating scene is absolutely a mess. But go ahead, Enos. Did you want to say anything? No.
Yeah. Sort of like what the gentleman said, and I saw somebody in the chat ask, what does it mean to commit and not be exclusive? I know as women, we all know that girl who, has feelings for a man and she feels like they're exclusive, but they're not exclusive. They might be more of a situationship, but in her head, so she's fully committed, even though there's no titles, so I think that's what that looks like. And I think that's why what Marcus said is really important, that because they aren't mutually exclusive, there's a lot of room for interpretation. And if you're not communicating clearly, then I don't think you really have either or.
Saida?
I agree. You guys pretty much cover it. It's just if you look at it differently for both words, they have different meanings. Exclusive is just what Marcus said, excluding other people from it, but that doesn't mean that I am committed or dedicated to the cause. Because we all have, certain things that we want or expect, right? Like the expectations we have in a relationship. But what's the point of having someone that is only dating me exclusively, but that person is not committed in their relationship or meeting my expectations? So that could be a difference. But I think Ines covered it pretty well to explain, that one person can be committed because in their head they think that exclusive means, okay, he's just me. But in reality, the other person is just thinking I'm just with one person, but that doesn't mean that I'm fully invested in the relationship.
Mistaken?
I'll pass. Everyone summed it up nicely.
It's so funny. And somebody just hit it right on in the chat. I think that what has happened here is relationships have taken a turn for we don't know what. It's like the Twilight Zone. They were meant for something, and now they're just turning into pleasure seeking, selfish acts. Okay. And so used to be where these two probably were, they lived in the same family. They were like all in one. Like if you were exclusive, you were in a part of a commitment. Now they seem to be very different. Exclusive can be, I'm monogamous. I'm with you exclusively. We are dating each other, but there is no commitment here. I think of commitment is we are taking this on together. I'm committed to you. You are a priority in my life. There's some security there, not just I'm dating you and you only. Because what benefit is that? I'm just. Anyway, one of the questions that came up, because these are just brain tease, because and I'm going to what I wanted the icebreaker to be, but somebody stated in the comment, and I want you guys to tell me if you think that this is true. The dating scene is only a mess if you are looking for marriage. As we age, there are less marriage-minded people left in the market. Do you think that that's the truth? Do you guys agree with that?
I think it's true. When you are looking for marriage, and you're intentional, your expectations are higher and your standards are higher. So that's why you don't let just anyone get in your life. But I think I don't know if you ever heard about the REM, which is the relationship attachment model, that it talks about what is the stages and how we should approach relationships. So we should be getting to know each other, no information about the other person. The touching is the last part, but people date to have sex. That's the point. People is dating to have sex. So they don't care about getting to know the person. They don't even pay attention, and they are already coming to the date with a negative mindset of, okay, if she says this, I'm going to ask these questions. If she answers this way, like, we're humans, for God's sake. We're humans. And people expect some reality that they come up with in their minds that is just crazy. So I think it's just all twisted. And it's people just waiting to have marriage from date one. And it's like, come on. You can know, but you don't have to sleep with that person. That's the difference. You can go on a date and see if that person is marriage material and see, like, okay, I kind of get along with her. Yes, no. I don't have to sleep with that person just because I went on a date.
I'll never understand that. I'll never understand you looking at a person for the first time like, I want to sleep with you. Never. I've never seen a man at the first date going, I want to jump into bed with you right now. Never have I met him. Well, he is a unicorn to me. Like, where is he?
Yeah, they definitely.
I want to meet him. Anybody else wanted to add on to that? I think that people, okay, so marriage minded for sure. But I do think that there are people who their goal, when they date, their goal is to be married. I think that there's a confusion between men and women. Women go on dates for very different reasons than men, for the most part. Now, we know that there's a select few, they're just going to have fun, especially new generation. But I think that for the most part, most women want a commitment. They want marriage. It's very few that don't, unless they've been divorced or something along the way. Most women do. And I think that what has happened is they think that going a certain route will lead them to marriage, but it's doing the exact opposite. Does that make sense? Does anybody disagree with me? Go ahead, Enos. I see your little finger.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I disagree with Money, Marriage, and Media's statement. Marriage is a mess for everybody. Even if you're not looking for commitment, it's still a mess. Even if you're looking for something long-term that is not marriage, it's still a mess. I think there's so many, because what you guys were saying earlier, all these different variations of relationships that people are looking for. Sifting through people has gotten so much harder than it has ever before. And it's interesting, the last statement is, as we age, there are less marriage-minded people left on the market. I don't know how we can make that statement when, like, it's a 50% divorce rate, getting close to 60%. Like, those people typically want to get remarried. And so I don't agree with the statement. I agree with, like, the idea of it, that it's all a mess out there. I just don't agree with the specific statement.
that was just one thing, one caveat that I was thinking about with the statement as well, is because I would think that as we age, you would end up finding a larger pool of people who are marriage minded, because you typically waste your younger years on you doing, the things that you want to do. And then as you age and you get older, you realize you're ready to settle down. So I would think that as you get older, you would have a larger market.